Hi everyone, this is GGN. Um, I know it's been a while since I made a video and I'm not really sure how to approach this. Just to say that I am alive, I am well, and that my apologies for not making any videos since the last one, which I think was right before Christmas around the 23rd. But it's like, just to make a short video, I just didn't feel like doing it. Um, not because I was being lazy. It was just I want to be able to talk about things and not just make a snippet. I'm okay. I'm alive. I'm okay. Okay, bye. You know. I think the latest post that I did was on my YouTube channel on Darco 2013, and that was basically me realizing that they had deleted my Darco 2012 channel. I didn't know, so that just goes to show you that I've been completely tuned out to what's going on in the news, let alone my YouTube channels. I just went in there. I'd go in there periodically just to check, just to see what's going on, and lo and behold, they deleted it. I'm not completely shocked because I'm surprised that Google, the NSA, the whatever powers that be, never shut it down before. Maybe there's some kind of proxy law or something. They had to just let me keep doing my thing as long as I was doing it. But as soon as I turned my back and basically didn't post videos for a month or two, they just took it down and deleted it. I mean, it was just insane how it happened. But I was just looking for the battle cry for our planet victims because I like that. I like the music and stuff, and I went in there to look for it. I didn't find it, and then I didn't find another video, and it said this video has been terminated. So I wasn't completely surprised, but I was still a little weirded out by the whole thing because why now? Why would they do it now? That's why I said I'm surprised that they didn't do it before because of advertising. It's so easy to, if you've never made videos on YouTube, you know how easy it is for them to take you down. I know people said they've created 20 channels. Well, I'm not about to create no friggin' 20 channels. That's just, there's no point. You gotta build up subscribers. It's a lot of work. It takes a lot of time. I know from personal experience. And so, yeah, I wasn't about to do that, but yeah, this video isn't going to be really about news. I'll cover a couple issues, but and maybe I can start doing this more and more because, I started a new job recently, and at a factory, so that gives me things to talk about our interactions with people. Because for the past 4 years since I've been doing GGN, I've been pretty solo. It's been my dog and myself, and whoever I talk to at the store and the neighbors, and because I live decent distance from my family, so it's been kind of austere. Money's been tight since the whole time, and so it's nice to have a little bit more money now. But it comes with a price. I'm completely out of tune with what's going on in the world. But it's like I said what I had to say. That was one of the things that I mentioned about leaving GGN when I was thinking about it end of last year. There's a trend. There's the same news that recycles. But it's hard to talk to people about any of these issues. That was one of the things that I really liked about being online. The drawbacks, of course, is finding people that are like-minded. The drawbacks are that you're not physically reacting or interacting with them, so you're not seeing them, you're not talking face to face, you can't see their expressions, so you can take things the wrong way. And it's been nice, though. I really do appreciate everyone that's tuned into these videos, especially people that have been watching them for 3-4 years. On that note, I wanted to make the comment that if you have, if you watched all those, if you watch a decent amount of those videos, or just, periodically of the 2012 account, then you can see where it went from 2009 to, of late, and how they changed. because my outlook and my perception and kind of my beliefs kind of changed a little bit. But it was always about global government because that's what it's called, GGN. But if you were, I would say, fortunate enough to see all those videos, then I think it was kind of a special thing as far as just Darco 2012 account goes. Because if you think about it, I mean, it was I'd say at least a semi-unique channel for as far as views, because they're conservative views. But I don't like being pegged into a corner as far as my views. And so if you, I just think of it this way. I always think about society, but I also think about spirituality and groups of souls, generations of souls. And so if you were able to come across, that soul path and across GGN, then, I think that you're probably a pretty unique person, and that was one of the things that I appreciated or appreciate about the audience. Or I don't like even using that term. People that viewed these videos, got something from them, was that you guys were pretty open-minded, and that you didn't agree with everything that I said, and you didn't disagree with everything that I said or I believed. So we found a common ground. I think that's pretty hard to find in these days. There's a multitude of reasons why I haven't been making videos, but that's one of them, is not feeling like this, like it's doing anything. Although I know it has, right? It's woken people up, but that wasn't my intention. My intention with GGN was really to find people that were already woken up and kind of take it to the next level. Because I came out of InfoWars and stuff like that. So mostly, through that website, I got frustrated with it, and I ended up moving on, and making my own thing. And that's, hopefully what you guys can do. It's like you can read news and pay attention to it only so much, because it'll burn you out, especially since it doesn't really change. It's the same bullshit. And people, and then you become desensitized to it, and for me delivering it burns me out, wears me down. So it's not so much that I feel like that nothing could change, but it's just, how do I say this? For me, it seems like I started this thing where I was gonna, not change the world, but I was gonna have some kind of big impact. But it doesn't work that way. Like my friend told me, it's like you're chipping away at it. The results won't be seen till, after I'm dead. When there's certain people that have gone and done things that have like little effects, like a butterfly effect. So the thing is, it's not about ego. That's the thing, right? Because if it was about ego, I'd want immediate results. So, but then I realized that it's probably good for me to change it up and do something different and move around more physically as far as work goes. I mean, they're both exhausting, right? Just working on a computer and stuff like that, it had its own physical issues, whether it was wrist, whether it was, eyes, whether it was anything else, right? But now, of course, it's a whole new level, working in a factory, man. And that's something I could make a whole video about. My experience with working in a manufacturing factory for RVs. God, what a joke, the way that place is run, dude. Some may be run better than others, but they're all the same. The workers are all isolated to specialized jobs, specialized stations. They all bitch and moan and complain because the managers don't know what they're doing. They know more than them, and they have to come around in their little corner and legitimize their role as supervisor, because the workers don't take part in any distribution of knowledge or managing of funds. They have no part, no ownership into it, so they just rent themselves out. And so that's the thing. It's like I'm going into that shithole world, and I'm experiencing it. I'm seeing how people are treating each other. They get all worked up, and then when it's Friday or the end of the day, either when they're like the gerbil in the cage, that's what we are sometimes. And you get to the end of the day, or you feel that money, coming. It's like you see people start getting nicer to each other, because that's what bonds people, is that money. right? Or going home to do whatever it is that they're going to do about themselves or with their families, you know. Usually it's to get money to go take care of their family, but that's how we're exploited. And that's why I think it's something big is going to have to happen. Whether it's like an ice age, like I said, I think there's an ice age coming. I've said that for the last year and a half at least, if not longer, and here we are in freezing cold weather, right? So kind of shifting to the other types of news, they're spraying the shit out of us today, that's for sure. You know, yesterday I warmed up a little in the midday because the sun was at its peak, and like today, and it'll get cold tonight, but you know they're predicting, oh, it's gonna be 54, 30, and you know all the people out there who still don't know about aerosols or weather modification, they get all happy, you know, because it's been a brutal winter. But you know, like I said, what's this going to do for people is they're getting used to it, right? Your body will get used to it. Your DNA will change or alter, or everything. Your body will do what it needs to do to get acclimated. And so what they do, and what they're doing, warming it up, all of a sudden, that screws us, and that's why it pisses me off, you know. Because it's not just you feel powerless, they're screwing with people. The natural process. So, and they'll ride it all the way to November, watch. You know, the heat. And then when it comes next year, it'll probably be worse, probably colder, more brutal. You know, someone's mentioned this, you know, it's all about the Russian Olympics. You know, ooh, the evil Russians, right? Ooh, they don't know how to run their Olympics. And, you know, it's so farcical to me that it makes you wonder if the whole thing's just a show and they're all in bed together, the elites in Asia and the West and America and Europe, but maybe they're not. I would never know because I'm not in those corners and those cliques, but I think that there's different ideologies a little bit, maybe, as far as the elites governing their citizens or people, their slaves, whatever they call them. So I think the Russians do view it as they want more of a localized thing, where the West and different parts want a globalized type system. So they'll play issues like homosexuality, even though it's still legal in Russia. You can't promote the shit to their children. I mean, that's a pretty basic ideal. I mean, it's they don't like it, right? So, but that's how they socially subvert people. Masses of people into that system. Oh yeah, the Russians are botching the Olympics, and I just heard that, and I'm like, give me a break. But it is kind of interesting that the Russians aren't really in first. It's Canada or Norway and in the U.S. It's, you know, usually when people host them, countries host them, they're actually winning a lot. But especially Russia in the winter, you think they'd be killing, man. But so I don't think they really like them too much. Speaking of the Russians, remember I mentioned about, I think it was Stuart Swerdlow, so you got to take it with some not grain of salt, but, with a filter as far as what it means. But he visits Russia, I guess, apparently. I guess his dad was the first Soviet Union president or something. I don't know if that means he's a good guy, but he says that the Russians have already said that 2014 was going to be where you're going to see the real beginning of the ice age, and you don't even need to know that. I've covered articles where they said we're in the minimum solar cycle for sunspots. So, but you know, this poor woman in Indiana. This is my state. This is actually, I lived there before, Valparaiso. Missing Indiana woman found dead in snow-covered car. So, you know, snowed in, right? And it's like that movie Collateral, right, where Tom Cruise is saying that he doesn't like the city, and he told Jamie Foxx about the story about the dead guy who was riding around the train for, 24 hours, 36 hours, nobody did anything. Yeah, so society needs to change, and people need to communicate with each other. They need to start talking about these issues. Not, well, that's just the way it is. What I'm going to do? What am I going to do? I heard someone say that on 3 different issues in the last day. What am I going to do? Well, how about you look the fuck around you and not snow somebody in? But what's the reason? Oh, she was suicidal. They believe the coroner says that there was drug use, so I guess it's all okay, right, that the guy plowed her in. Thank you.